Hello there, what is going on everyone? Today we are going to be looking at some terrain from Death Ray Designs. This is going to be the area of operations. This is Destructible Terrain, and Death Ray Designs reached out and said, hey, would you like to take a look at this stuff? I said, absolutely. We're going to put these together and take a look at some of this really cool destructible terrain and show you guys how this looks and what you can use it for, what you can do with it. Very smaller scale here. This is going to be like with your 8mm, 10mm scale games like Battletech or Steel Rift and other similar games. Or even RPGs if you like. But yes, look, you can see our little doors right there, right? Like people, super tiny people, but allows for much bigger scale battles, and that's what this is really going to shine with. I am really excited to put this all together. I have put together some Death Ray Designs terrain in the past, and it's very, very cool. And if you are interested in checking these guys out, I'm going to have a link in the video description below. Also, you can check them out at Adepticon or any of your miniature gaming conventions as well. They were out there last year at Adepticon. We got a great look at Steel Rift, and we've been doing some videos on that, and this is going to be a great possible terrain piece to fit into your games or augment your existing games. So with all that being said, let's look at some of these awesome sets. We're going to be looking at the police precinct, the fire stations, and the burrows. All right, so we're going to look at our first piece, and what I put together was the burrows expansion. Now, these did take a little while to assemble. I know I said we were going to look at all of these, and we are, but in this video, as far as what I'm going to assemble, it's going to be specifically this one because this is 4 different buildings, and we're going to look at all 4 of them, and we'll do the others in the future, so make sure you stay tuned because this is beautiful, and it's going to make for really beautiful like social media posts and videos and reels and Instagrams and all that other stuff. So we're going to be doing more and more of this stuff. So this is very, very cool. First off, I mean, look, you see my hand here, right? It's not huge. It's perfect for miniature wargaming. It's for especially the very small stuff like Steel Rift and Battletech and games in that scale. There's a 3-story building. There's so much detail on here, and that's one of the reasons why I'm really just doing the one pack, because this took me a couple of days to get all of these together. Now, not to say it's going to take everybody a bunch of days to put together, but I'm talking about days of going to work, coming home, you know, doing the honey-do list, getting the kids to bed, and then coming out and working on this for about an hour or so after work. It took me a few days, and in the interest of time and getting to you content sooner, I wanted to just film the review of the first 4 buildings. And these are beautiful and definitely have a lot of functionality. This is very, very cool stuff. Again, you're seeing laser etched bricks and all kinds of detail on here. You don't even have to paint these if you don't want to. They are beautiful as is. They are absolutely beautiful and ready to play as is. Now, these are not complete yet because there are windows that I can put inside here. There are acrylic windows like so, and these are going to pop out, and I can glue those on the inside. You may be asking yourself, well, Crabbok, why didn't you put the windows in there? And there's a very good reason for that. It's because I'm going to paint these to make them look even better, hopefully. And I don't want to get paint on the windows, so I'm going to put the windows in afterwards. If you want to know what the windows would look like once they're in, I have some other buildings from Death Ray Designs. Now, this is their older set for Steel Rift. We have, again, look at the upgrades quality, right? Like, this is, and granted, I just painted these, like, basically, I did it from above, so I missed a little bit right there. Did these kind of quick, but you see how the windows kind of have that effect as you look through everything? It really kind of brings the building to life a little bit more. Now imagine a building of this detail with also having that cool window effect. That's how that's going to look. I really love this. I love all of the signing, the extra bricks. There are air conditioner units and other things in here that you can kind of put wherever you want. There's the instructions give you a couple of options on how you can do things a little bit differently if you want. And I like the steps and everything. It's like so realistic. But the beautiful thing, and why this is called destructible terrain, is if you blow this building up, depending on the rule set you're playing or the games that you're using, boom, then you have the footprint of the building left behind. Now, that does mean that there's a few millimeters difference between the outside and the inside, but the footprint itself stays the same. Additionally, if you are you know, if you only want to buy like, you know, a handful of pieces, you can actually then split these up and use them as two separate buildings. You can have this be one building and this be a whole separate piece of terrain, so you can kind of do that with all of these. But this is a 4-pack, so let's look at the other pieces. We have our another piece here. This is a 2-story building, but it's a double wide. There's a couple of extra features in here, including this top piece, which I did not glue on, so this way we can move it around in case we want to maybe have more of a flat top for larger vehicles to be able to jump on top, or we maybe want to move this around and have this one over here and make that one even taller. We have some options there. I might end up gluing it. I might not. I'm not sure exactly just yet, but I didn't glue that one in yet, so just to demonstrate some of the modularity and flexibility that you have of these pieces. You're also maybe wondering, why is this not, why do some of these pieces look like they're not in all the way? There's a reason for that as well, but first let me show you the destructed version. Boom, there we go. These all slide on and off and allow you to kind of use 2 separate buildings or to stack them and put them back together. There is enough room for the windows on the inside as well. You have a few extra millimeters in there. The windows are largely only in the front, though. If you look on the back sides, you're going to see mostly brick patterns, but still lots of detail. You know, whether it be plumbing, piping, sewer grates, doors, lights, etc. It's all there. Now, the reason these are not in yet is because I deliberately did not glue these in yet. Now, you use PVA glue, or I used wood glue on mine, and I left this part off deliberately as per the instructions. They have very well thought out instructions here. So this way, when I'm done painting, I can go ahead and glue the windows in here, but there's also windows that are going to go inside of these little nooks and crannies, right? And these extra little reading nooks and stuff inside the building. So very cool stuff for that. I like the style of architecture, and then these will go back in when I'm done. So that's why it's a little bit in that semi-finished state here. Let's look at the next building. All right, next one is the tallest. This is a 4-story building. This is the tallest of the bunch. It could be even taller if we took one of these extra pieces and put those on top. It would be completely crazy, but no, I like this, and I like the way it fits in with the whole set. It has the same kind of decor as the first building we looked at, but it has the extra little reading nooks as the second building. It fits really nicely alongside either one of them. We have that lived-in sort of New York City, Chicago kind of building style. We have different heights too, subtly different heights, which again just makes this look very, very lived in, very real, a very realistic looking feel. I really like that. It's very, very cool. And again, here is how this one's going to look once blown up. We do have, you know, again, some little standing areas and little bits of floor. And also you can use extra little bits of wood if you wanted to, like from the sprues and stuff like that, from the frames, and just like kind of decorate the floor with extra shrapnel if you wanted to. You can do a lot more than that, but I'm keeping my floor mostly flat in case I do have to put any little dudes in there. You know, I'll have plenty of room to be able to do that. This also is, again, I didn't put this part in completely. I left it just kind of dry fit in there, so this way I can put my windows in once I'm done. And last but certainly not least, this is the largest building out of the bunch. It is a partial 4-story building, partial 2-story. It has a couple of different features to it. It also has, we also have the option of putting the extra little house on there. We could put it over on this side. We could take it off completely. We could do whatever we want. I'm going to leave it up on there right now. And we have double steps in the front, lots of window options in here, and lots of brick pattern and decorations all around. This one I just finished recently. You can see a little bit of the glue in there on the AC vents. The AC vents are cool because you can put them wherever you want. And as we pull this one up, we're going to see the ruins underneath too. And once again, we can set, this is just one set, and it's 4 buildings. It could be 8 buildings if we want to do 4 complete buildings and 4 sets of ruins. A lot of really cool options with this terrain. Let's see how it looks with some small miniatures and you know, from a steel rim. All right, so now we have a bunch of different selection of models. We got a bunch of mechs out here, or the heavies, as well as some infantry, some vehicles, some tanks, and you can see how well it fits into frame with all of these guys. You've got a lot of flat spaces up on top to have guys jump down off of or jump on top of, and of course we have some of the destructible terrain here in the background, so a lot of really cool options. They also sent over some really cool double-sided terrain. Now this is acrylic, and you can see it's partially transparent, so it's going to kind of blend into whatever type of terrain you put it on. If you put it on green stuff, it's going to you're going to see some of that green. If you put it on desert, you're going to see a little bit of that, although, you know, trees might not work so well in desert, right? And these are various different sizes, ranging from small to medium to large to very large. But I did say that, you know, again, trees might not look so good in the desert. You can turn it into an oasis by flipping these over. These are all double-sided, and you can have your water or ponds or rivers, or kind of put everything together if you're trying to, you know, make your battlefield look more beautiful, because that's something I think you always want to do. You spend a lot of time, you know, doing your, you know, making your models look great. You want the battlefield to look great too, because it is kind of the, you know, the third player in your game is the terrain, right? So very cool stuff. I'll have links to where you can check all of this out over on Death Ray Designs. All right, that is going to do it for today's video. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Big thanks to Death Ray Designs for sending out all this terrain. Again, we've got a lot more to put together. Stay tuned for more content. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. You won't want to miss the rest of it. Follow the other social media accounts that are in the description below. You can jump in our Discord and all of that. Also, big thanks to my patrons. You guys are amazing and help make this whole channel possible. I will talk to you later. May the force be with you. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. So say we all. And always wash your socks.